Hello, I'm Brian Adamson, Executive Director of Training here at SurfSafe VPN, and today's video series is the Guide to Encryption. Now, that word has a lot of different meanings to a lot of different people at certain times, everything from spies and clandestine activity to really just whatever pops into your head right now. However, in this series, we're strictly dealing with encryption in terms of internet security. Now, encryption, a basic definition for it is a way to secure digital information being sent over the internet by scrambling the information being sent and then descrambling the info being received. Think of it sort of as a code that needs a cipher to basically decode that message. Another example would be sort of World War II and trying to break the German code that they had with the Enigma system. You have something that you want to send, but it's a coded message, and you have somebody on the other end who's going to receive that message that needs a device to break it back down into English rather than just a long list of numbers, letters, and symbols. So that's the basic definition of it, and now we're going to go over a few types of encryption. There's 128-bit, 256-bit, 1024, and 2048. Now we should get out of the way first. A bit represents a single value that can be a letter, a number, or a symbol. And if you look right here, this is just an example of what an encrypted line would look like. If you were to see this, if you were a hacker and you were to sort of break into this, this really wouldn't make any sense at all to you, because all of these represent either a sentence or a data packet or something that is important, but it's scrambled in such a way where if you just saw this, it means absolutely nothing to you. But back to the types of encryption. So as we have gone over, each one it has a certain number of bits, and basically what that means is, for example, 128 bits, that's 128 characters in a row. So think of this going on with 128 characters. 256, same thing, 256 coded bits in a stream, 1024 and 2048, so it gets higher and higher and higher. Now, these numbers that I've written out to the side of each one, these are the possible combinations of encrypted lines that each one can have. So 2 to the power of 128, and I don't have a calculator with me to know exactly how much that is, but if you do, feel free to go ahead and figure that number out. 256 is 2 to the power of 256, 1024, 2 to that same power, 2048, 2 to that same power. So, as you can see, they start to incrementally get larger and larger and larger. Now, you would think, if I'm going to get encryption in any way, shape, or form, I'm going to go right for the 2048. That's what you'd be thinking, right? There's a problem with that, because the higher encryption you go for, the slower your machine, your computer is actually going to run. It's just a rule that the higher the encryption, the lower the speed. That's why here at SurfSafe VPN, we use 1024-bit encryption because it's the best balance between security and speed. You get that maximum level of encryption without sacrificing the speed. Because again, if you were to upgrade to 2048, it requires such a high level of processing power on your machine that you would sacrifice that speed, and it would drive you nuts, and you would probably be like me, and you would throw your laptop against the wall, and you'd be in trouble because you'd have to buy another one. And who has money like that these days? So I do hope that this breaks down just a little bit on the basics of encryption, the different types, what these numbers mean, an example of what an encrypted line looks like. And again, a big thing to take away is here at SurfSafe, we use 1024 because, again, that is the best balance between security and speed. If you have any questions, as always, please feel free to email me at Brian, B-R-I-A-N, @surfsafevpn.com. Thank you very much.